Hey, scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a 6x8 spread for my Summer of Fun album. And when I tell you I had the perfect Cruella paper, I had the perfect Cruella paper. So one of the things that we did this summer for our Summer of Fun was to go to the drive-in and see Cruella, and I'm busting out this punch that punches edges, and it is the worst made punch in the history of punches. So do not buy this punch. It is awful, but it is one of the only ones I have, and I wanted a scalloped edge. So I did what I had to do. You don't even understand. I cut out like 30 minutes of me punching freaking edges for this video because it took forever. Anyway, back to what I was saying, is we went to go see Cruella at the drive-in, and I did not take great pictures. That is kind of becoming a theme of what's going on with my scrapbooking this summer, is sometimes I just don't have great pictures for the stories that I want to tell. So I'm going to make an impact with the layout instead. So I printed out this poster from Cruella. They had some character posters, which I enjoyed more than the actual poster for the movie. And so I'm going to incorporate the Cruella itself down there at the bottom of the picture into the title. Then on the left-hand side of the spread, I have two 4x6 pockets. So I'm going to create two 4x6 cards with the coordinating papers, and I'm going to use a bunch of my stash to do this. I have some new Simple Story stuff, which is what that notes card came from. And then I have some older Echo Park stuff and just a bunch of randomness that I have out on my desk. But first I'm going to put together these cards with their papers so that they're not just plain patterned cards. I'm going to take this black paper that I use that punch on again to match the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and I'm going to put the black at the top there. I'm actually going to rearrange everything. You can see I'm starting to do that anyway, so that I'm going to turn the papers on the right hand side upside down as well toward the end of the video, just because what I was trying to go for here is that black Dalmatian quote unquote paper in the background is a lot. It is a lot, and it makes quite an impact. So having it on the card on the left hand side as well was a lot. So what I was trying to make sure that I did was keep them sort of separated on the left and the right hand side. So I didn't want the Dalmatian paper on the top and on the right hand side where they would just kind of blend into each other. So having it at the bottom with that black block kind of broke it all up for me visually. Plus I'm going to break it up visually by adding stuff on top of it too. But I'm just trying to make sure that that is not overwhelming, because it is a lot. That paper is a lot, but it was so perfect. Isn't it just so perfect for a Cruella themed layout? My goodness. So I have this board that I wanted to use, but I couldn't quite make it work here. So I'm going to add it in later, but I wanted to make it work. It was a little bit on the struggle bus, but I definitely pull it out in the end, which is good. I always pull it out in the end because I don't stop until it looks good, I guess. I have this little soda bottle, which I thought was great for this theme. I really wished that there was popcorn on this. Popcorn would have been perfection, but like the lemonade and stuff just didn't quite make enough sense for me. I guess it would have worked, but I didn't want to add in any yellow. I really wanted to keep it to like the reds and the whites and the blacks and the slight touches of pink too. I have this sticker book from the new Simple Stories summer collection. Add in a little bit of pink here. I'm just kind of trying to, since I don't have themed embellishments that are appropriate for this theme specifically, I'm just trying to make what I do have work. I could have, printed out some digital embellishments, but I really wanted to use what was on my desk, what I had actually pulled aside for this specific project in the beginning of the summer too. I haven't really been using the product that I specifically pulled aside for this album at the beginning of the year, or the beginning of the summer, so I really wanted to use some of it. So that was sort of my goal with this page. I'm going to add in just a touch of yellow with a little tab above this Good Vibes sticker. I'm going to add in the date too, just for posterity's sake, but I do it off of the camera. So I'm going to put this right here because I don't really have too much to say in that big journaling box. I'm going to add my journaling to that black space on the bottom of the layout, so I don't have, like, I'm going to have double the places for journaling, so I'm just going to put a slight caption in that journaling box, so it was okay to cover up some of it. Now I'm going to start working on my title, and I'm going to add in "At the Drive-In." I'm going to use these foam stickers that I friggin' adore. These are my favorite alphabet of all time. They are so useful, and I'm using a plastic, it's actually a traveler's notebook divider thing from Coco Daisy to sort of line up my letters beforehand. So that way, because I knew I was sticking them directly onto the photo and they would be stuck there forever. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough spacing and all of that before I stuck them down. So I'm using these black letters for Drive-In. I thought that that was a good font to sort of match the writing on the poster. So that worked out really well. I love the way it all meshes together. I have this summer fun thing that I kept trying to incorporate, but there was too many incidences of summer on the page, so I end up taking it back off. I'm going to add in this arrow because it's nice and bright red. I'm actually going to move that arrow, but not at the moment. Now I need to add in some journaling, and I actually print it out on my printer instead of trying to write it. It's easier for me to fit my journaling if it's a little bit on the longer side if I print it out. So that's why I tend to do that. I actually got a comment asking about whether or not I hated my handwriting, which I don't love my handwriting. Who loves their handwriting? But it's not about that. It's just about being able to fit it in a little bit better. All right, so I've got that rearranged like I said I was going to do, and I like that a little bit better. I'm going to cover up some of this white down here with my journaling, and then that is about it. You can see I added my journaling into the journaling block up there on the top too. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well, and I will see you next time. Thank you.